What Lives in the Woods, Chapter 4. I drag my suitcase up the path toward the house. Scraggly flowers sit in chipped planters along the path, and a rickety old wooden bench is perched outside the front door. The grass in the front lawn looks half dead. It's light green, almost yellow, with patches of brown here and there. My eyes flick back to the building, pausing briefly on a section of brick by the front door that looks like there's writing on it. 2. The bushes shift in the wind, covering the rest of the words. The heavy wooden door of Woodmore Manor swings open with a groan. Dad drags a few suitcases inside, then holds the door while we follow him in. Squinting to adjust the darkness, I get my first glimpse of the inside of our summer home. A hallway stretches out in front of us. Old-fashioned light fixtures hang on the faded yellow walls, a few random paintings perched in between them. At the end of the hall, a large, square window allows just enough sunlight in for me to make out the stairwell leading upstairs. Tick, tick, tick. The distant sound of something ticking draws my attention from the steps. I squeeze my suitcase handle tighter, suddenly wishing we were anywhere but here. Well, what do you guys think? Dad asks, shaking me from the trance I'm in. I think it smells weird. Musty, like the clothes in Grandma Annie's old cedar chest. It's nice, I say, gritting my teeth around the lie. Dad already feels bad, and I don't want to make him feel worse. He's just clueless sometimes. Even though I'm annoyed with him with this, I know he didn't bring us to Michigan to ruin our summer. It is nice, isn't it? Mom chirps, grinning. It's exactly what we need this summer. Fresh air, friendly people. I smile weakly, wishing I could be more like Mom and ignore the awful vibe this place has going on. She's one of the most positive people I know. Still, I'm not sure how she can be quite so positive about the mansion we're standing in right now. Even if I were into old buildings, which I'm definitely not, this place would give me the chills. Running a hand over the frame of a painting, Mom smiles wistfully. They did a wonderful job of restoring the first time, but I do see why they want to work with you. It could be a little less, ominous. An impish grin breaks out on Dad's face, the one he wears when things are going his way. Funny how his way always seems to be the opposite of mine. We're like oil and water, Dad and me. He sees possibilities in this place. I see, well, old stuff mainly. Whatever. It's the things I don't see that bother me the most anyway. I don't see Erica, and I don't see my cozy bed, which I was planning to sleep late in every day. I don't even see a television. Agreed. The tone is a little somber in here, Dad says, peeking into the next room. I just hope it isn't too late to change the perception of this place. It's so charming. We leave our suitcases in the hallway and follow Dad on a tour of the main floor. There's a huge room with an old-fashioned couch and a fireplace in it. A dining room with walls completely covered by a mural of a castle and men riding horses, and a kitchen. It's the kitchen that catches my eye, mainly because it's so simple. Plain white cabinets adorn the walls, no fancy appliances. Even the stove is small. It only has 4 burners instead of 6, like our one at home. There goes Mom's resolution. How are you going to bake here? I ask. Looks kind of small and empty. Mom drops her hands to her hips and nods. Oh, I don't know. I think it's just fine. I'm not a professional, so it's not like I need much. What about a mixer? I think of the brand new mixer Mom has at home. She just bought it a month ago, and now it's her pride and joy. Maybe if she left it, we'd have to go back. And maybe if we had to go back, Dad would decide this whole idea is a waste of time and he'd change his mind. You can't bake without a mixer. Mom flashes me a knowing smile. I'll be fine. The mixer is in the trunk of the car, and if I discover I've forgotten anything important, there's a wonderful cooking store in town. My shoulders sag. After seeing the library and another eating area, we circle back around to the front hall where our luggage is waiting. I squint at the light streaming in through the windows on either side of the front door, realizing for the first time how dark the rest of the house is. Like a tomb. Nudging my shoulder, Dad's smile widens. So? You gonna go? I blink at him confused. Go where? Pick out your room? Remember? Oh, that. I glance back at the darkened stairwell, anxiety rolling around inside me like a summer storm. The bedrooms are probably all upstairs. They are in our house back in Chicago. Do I want to go upstairs? I swallow hard, trying to ignore the ticking sound that's beginning to suffocate me. My brother sighs and takes a step toward the stairwell. Oh, no, he doesn't. I snag his t-shirt and tug him backward. Not so fast, Dad said I first pick. Fine, he grumbles. But make it fast, okay? I'm starving. I snort. When is my brother not starving? So, anywhere? Just go up and look around? I ask, hoping Dad will offer to go up with me. You got it. There are 8 bedrooms up there, so I'm sure you'll find one that suits you. He goes to grab some luggage and turns back abruptly. Oh, I almost forgot. No touching the display items. Leo's eyebrows knit together. Isn't everything here a display item? It's all old, right? Dad waffles his hand in the air. Yes and no. In some rooms there are displays meant to show a little about the life of the man who owned this home. There's some original clothing and personal items like vases and mirrors. They're labeled, so it shouldn't be hard to tell what's off limits. I promised the head of the Historical Society that we'd be respectful, so no hands, okay? I nod. I don't want to touch the old clothes anyway. I don't even really want to go upstairs right now, but no way am I going to let Leo get first pick. Dragging my suitcase behind me, I make my way up the stairwell. My luggage thumps against each step, sounding more like a warped heartbeat than wheels on wood. By the time I reach the top, I'm sweating, literally. Tiny drops of sweat are beaded up at my hairline, and my pits are swampy. No air conditioning. Awesome. A wooden bench rests at the top of the stairs, and a stained glass window sits above it. I'd planned on just claiming the first room I came across, but as I step into it, I realize that's not going to work. It's pink, really pink. Pink walls, pink rugs, and pink bedding. It looks like a unicorn puked in here. The second bedroom isn't much better. It's decorated in a delicate floral pattern, which isn't awful, but instead of one big bed, there are 2 twin beds. I shake my head and laugh. The person who bought this furniture must not have been a big sleeper, because everyone knows big beds are better for sleeping than small ones. Turning on my heel, I walk toward the opposite end of the hall, where light is coming from in a doorway on the left. I follow it, my mood lifting, when I find myself standing in the center of an enormous bedroom with an even more enormous bed. Jackpot! There's a fireplace on one wall and 2 windows on either side. A crystal chandelier hangs from the ceiling. I swallow back an unexpected jolt of excitement. I'm still not happy, but a fireplace and a chandelier? Nice. I turn a full circle, noticing there's another room connected by double doors. It's pretty empty except for a small desk and couch. It's also all windows, like a sunroom. Probably the reason this room feels so much brighter than anywhere else I've seen. Brighter? Yep, this is it. This is my room. I'm just about to explore the bathroom situation when Leo's annoyed voice drifts up the stairs. You get lost, dork? Come on. I roll my eyes even though he can't see me. I'm done. Sheesh. Come on up. Plenty of choices left for you. Stifling a laugh with my hand, I imagine my 6-foot-tall brother in the pink room or squished into one of the small beds. Even though he's not that much older than me, Leo is huge. I don't get it. He just keeps growing. Meanwhile, it seems like the growth fairy pushed the pause button on me. Pulling my suitcase into the corner, I lean it against the wall and make my way back to the stairs. Unpacking can wait. Besides, I want to be around when Leo notices there's no, "Hey, where are the TVs in this place?" The laughter I've been trying to hold in escapes. My brother abandons his suitcase in a room down the hall from mine, then crashes past me, his face scrunched up into a mess of confusion as he searches one room after the other. What kind of mansion doesn't have proper entertainment equipment? He asked Dad, who was wrestling the rest of the luggage to the top of the steps. The original kind, Dad answers flatly. This home was built in 1938, Leo. Televisions had been invented but weren't commonly in households yet. Leo eyes my parents warily. So there's none here? Not one? It wouldn't be very authentic if there were, would it? Dad poses. Mom purses her lips together. It looks like she's trying not to smile. You'll survive, Leo. Look at this as an opportunity to read a good book or to take a walk. Explore the state park. I've heard it's amazing. My brother looks crestfallen. I don't blame him. He plays so many video games at home sometimes I wonder if he'd die without them. I guess we'll find out. Leo wanders back into his chosen room, muttering something about a nightmare and how there'd better be actual bathrooms and not outhouses. Dad pauses in the doorway of the room I've chosen. This is your room, huh? There's a strange tone in his voice. I stop snooping around long enough to look at him. His eyebrows are pinched together, and his mouth has settled into something that's not quite a frown, but definitely not a smile either. Yeah, is that okay? Sure, of course. He glances around and taps on the doorframe. Alrighty then, guess I better go see if Mom has picked out our room yet. I nod and follow him into the hall. That was weird. Maybe I accidentally took the room he wanted. Mom apparently settled on a room in the middle of the hallway. I peek in, noting it's similar to mine, only smaller and doesn't have a sunroom. It's also on the opposite side of the house, so the view from her window is of the tree line. My eyes linger on the trees that stay dark even in broad daylight. A breeze sends them swaying, their movement synchronized and eerie. I watch the inky darkness stretched between the trunks, and for a second, I understand why everyone around here thinks the forest is scary. It doesn't just look dark or spooky, it looks alive.